Hey guys, Astro Commander here. I know it's been a while, but I am now moved into the new place and got the new recording area set up. Hopefully, my audio sounds a bit better now. I've made some upgrades to my recording station so I can actually bring you guys better quality videos. But without further ado, I know you guys are here to get back to the profiles. Today, I am bringing you guys a Magnet Warrior profile. This profile is a cool deck from the anime. I've always loved the Magnet Warriors ever since they appeared in Battle City. Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Valkyrion were some of my favorite cards back from the anime. But today, they have been upgraded with a bunch of extra support since then. And I'm going to bring you guys a modernized, but still thematic deck of Magnet Warriors. So without further ado, I play 3 copies of Magnet Warrior Sigma Plus. While you control an Earth monster, your opponent's monsters that can attack must attack Earth monsters. While your opponent controls an Earth monster, you choose the attack targets for your opponent's attacks. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monster in your graveyard except Sigma Plus, add it to your hand, or special summon it. You can only use each effect of Sigma Plus once per turn. I then play 3 copies of Magnet Warrior Sigma Minus. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving 2 Earth monsters, you can negate that attack. You can only use each of the following effects of Sigma Minus once per turn. You can reveal this card in your hand, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using rock monsters from your hand or field, including this card, in your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 level 8 Magna Warrior monster from your deck to your graveyard. So, your Magna Warrior monsters in this are going to be your Berserkion and your Valkyrion. I believe those are your 2 main Magna Warriors, but there could be other ones. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head of names. I then play 3 copies of Conduction Warrior Liner Magnum Plus Minus. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must first be special summoned from your hand by sending 2 Magnet Warrior monsters with an original level of 4 or lower from your hand, deck, and or face-up field to the graveyard. So, this card's a lot easier to get out just due to the fact you can use cards from your hand and deck, so this card is pretty much an easy summon. You can only special summon Conduction Warrior Leaner Magnum Plus Minus once per turn this way. So you can't have 3 of these in your hand and just spam them out. Otherwise, this card would be a little bit broken. You can target 1 other Earth monster on the field. So there are cards in this deck that convert your opponent's monsters to Earth monsters. And since it doesn't say your field, it says an Earth monster on the field, you're able to target their monsters as well for that effect. This card gains half that attack's monster's attack until the end phase of this turn. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Conduction Warrior Leaner Magnum Plus once per turn. Oh, I was wrong. There was a 3rd Magna Warrior, and it is 2 copies of Delusion, the Magna Warrior. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your graveyard by banishing 1 Magnet Warrior Sigma Plus and 1 Sigma Minus from your hand, face-up monster zone, and or graveyard, which is a good thing to remember when you're loading up your graveyard, because you can send those 2 monsters to the graveyard and then summon him off of those 2. So just remember that. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy it, or if the targeted an Earth monster, you can take control of it instead. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon 2 of your banished Magna Warrior Sigma cards. And since this one, you banish the Sigma Plus and Sigma Minus to summon him, it'll always be live for that effect, especially on the turn after you send him or summon him, because, like I said, it has to be your opponent's turn for that effect. But you summon him by banishing the 2 Sigmas, play him, you can bring the 2 back on their turn. I then play 2 copies of the Magnet Warrior Omega Plus. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can destroy 1 other rock monster in your hand or face-up field, and if you do, special summon this card. So it's always going to be a free special summon as long as you have another monster in your hand or field that are rock monsters. So it's another free body on the field. But you have to banish it when it leaves the field. That's a key fact to remember. You can't just send it to the graveyard, it does get banished. When an Earth Monster's effect is activated on the field, quick effect, you contribute this card, then target 1 face-up monster on the field, change it to face-down defense position. You can only use each effect of Omega Plus once per turn. Now into the Electromagnet Warriors. I play 3 copies of Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, except Beta, the Electromagnetic Warrior. You can only use each effect of Beta once per turn. During your opponent's turn, you contribute this card, special summon 1 level 4 Magnet Warrior monster from your deck. This is a quick effect. I believe all the Electromagnet monsters share that ending, so it's a good thing to remember. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 level 8 Magna Warrior monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Alpha once per turn. During your opponent's turn, you contribute this card, special summon 1 level 4 Magnet Warrior monster from your deck. This is a quick effect. So once again, like I said, you can special summon the 1 level 4. I believe pretty much all of these that were electromagnets do that. We then play 1 copy of Gamma, the Electromagnet Warrior. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monster from your hand, except Gamma, the Electromagnet Warrior. You can only use this effect of Gamma once per turn. During your opponent's turn, you contribute this card, special summon a level 4 Magnet from your deck. We then play 2 copies of Delta, the Magnet Warrior. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your graveyard. If this card is sent to your graveyard, you can banish 3 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monsters in your graveyard, except for Delta. Special summon 1 Valkyrion, the Magnet Warrior, from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So this is an easy way to cheat out your Valkyrion without having to have the 3 original, which we do still play those as well. We have 1 copy of Epsilon, the Magnet Warrior. He could be run at 2, but I run him at 1. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to the graveyard, except Epsilon. This card's name becomes the sent monster's name until the end phase. Then you can special summon 1 Magnet Warrior or Magna Warrior monster from your graveyard with a different name than cards you control. You can only use this effect of Epsilon, the Magnet Warrior, once per turn. Then, like I said about Valkyrion, we do play the 3 originals, which are vanilla cards, so there's not much to explain here. You have 1 Alpha, the Magnet Warrior, 1 Beta, the Magnet Warrior, and 1 Gamma, the Magnet Warrior. These cards are my absolute favorite cards from the old anime. That's what inspired this entire deck. We then play 1 copy of Berserkion, the Electromagnet Warrior. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 1 Alpha, Beta, and Gamma of the Electromagnet Warriors from your hand, graveyard, and or face-up from your monster zone. You can banish 1 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster from your graveyard, then target 1 card your opponent controls to destroy it. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card's in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target 1 each of your banished Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, the Electromagnet Warriors, and special summon them. We then play 1 copy of the original boss monster, Valkyrion. Love this card. Always have loved this artwork. This card can be special summoned by offering 1 Alpha, Beta, and Gamma Magnet Warrior from your hand or the field as tribute. If Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, the Magnet Warriors, exist in the graveyard, you can offer this card as tribute to special summon these 3 cards. So, if they're in your hand, you can send them to the graveyard, special summon him, and then you can tribute him to get those 3 back if you need to tribute for anything else. So it's just another way to get either a strong body on the field or multiple bodies on the field if you need more fodder. And then for the non-magnet cards in this deck, we play 1 Deuterion. I'd play this card at 2 or 3, but I only have 1 copy. You can discard this card, add 1 Bonding Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 Hydrogeddon, Oxygeddon, or Deuterion in your graveyard and special summon it. So that second part of the effect would come into play if you had another copy of this card, because you could always special summon it from the graveyard. But, like I said, I only played the 1 copy, but it searches bonding cards, which there's a card in this deck now called Magnet Bonding. Super powerful card, and it still searches it due to the wording of the card. I then play 3 copies of Adamancipator Researcher. If you control a rock monster except Adamancipator Researcher, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards from your deck, and if you do, you can special summon 1 excavated level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster. Also place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So, except for the Deuterion, I believe pretty much the rest of these are all rock monsters, and they're all level 4 or lower except for the Magnas. So this helps special summon any of these from your deck, from the excavation cards, plus you can special summon her due to the fact that, like I said, all your other monsters are rock monsters, so it's a free body. I then play 1 copy of Nibiru. I normally don't play hand traps, but this deck does have a card in the extra deck called Gallant Granite that you can make off of the Magnet Warriors. And then you can add this card to your hand, so it's a free hand trap that you can grab to throw at a bigger board. If you're going first, you can grab it. That way it can help shut down a board if they try to do it to you. We then play 3 copies of the spell Magnet Induction. If you control a Magnet Warrior monster whose original level is 4 or lower, special summon 1 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster from your deck with a different name than the card you control. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you can Magnet Warrior and Magna Warrior monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. So if you're going second, this is a good card to drop early, because then you can use their effects without them being negated. I'm sorry, they cannot be destroyed by battle. So they can't be destroyed while you're trying to use them. My bad. I just had a brain fart there. But good card out as 3 of. We then play 3 copies of the Magnet Bonding card I was telling you guys about. During the main phase, activate 1 of these effects, but you can only use each effect of Magnet Bonding once per turn. So if you have all 3 copies, you can use all 3 of these effects, but each card would be an individual one of these effects. Add 1 Conduction Warrior Linear Magna plus minus or one level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your hand. That's one of them. 2. Add one level 8 Magna Warrior monster from your deck to your hand. And then 3. Fusion summon one rock fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling rock monsters from your hand, field, graveyard, and or banishment into the deck as material. So another way to get into your Magnet Fusion monsters that we play in the extra deck. We play 2 copies of Magnetic Field. If you control a level 4 or lower Earth Rock type monster, you can target one level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effect of Magnetic Field once per turn. Once per turn, at the end of the damage step, when an Earth Rock type monster you control battled an opponent's monster, but that opponent's monster was not destroyed by the battle, you can return that monster to your opponent's hand. So, if you have a boss monster on their side of the field and you know you aren't going to be able to get over it, a good thing to remember, you can use this card's effect to swing into a card. You might take some damage from it, but you swing into it, it might not destroy it. At the end of the turn, it will shuffle that card or put that card back into their hand. An easy way to get rid of it. I play this at 2. I might slim this down to 1 to add one more copy of the next card, because I only have 1 copy of this card at the moment. But I play 1 copy of Superconductive Plasma Blast. Activate the following effects depending on whose turn it is. Yours, place 1 Thunder or Rock monster from your deck on top of your deck. Then, if you have a Thunder or Rock monster in your field or graveyard, which you always will, you can destroy 1 card on the field. And then 2, on your opponent's turn, add 1 Thunder or Rock monster from your field, graveyard, or banishment to your hand, or if a monster was destroyed by battle or card effect this turn, you can add 1 such monster from your deck instead. So you wouldn't want to drop this until after the battle phase, obviously, because you would want that monster destroyed to be able to get that card back from your deck, not from having to worry about the field. And then for the traps, I only play 2 of them. I play 1 copy of Magnet Force. This turn, all monsters on the field whose original types are machine or rock are unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, except their own. And then 1 copy of Magnet Conversion. Target up to 3 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monsters in your graveyard. Add them to your hand during either player's turn except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 of your banished level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monsters, special summon it. So that is it for the main deck. Like I said, it's a little bit more than my normal deck. I believe it's 44 cards or 45 cards, something like that, instead of my normal 40 to 42. But like I said, I make more fun decks, so I add in a lot more of the support for that set archetype and enjoy making it from there. I play 2 copies of Conduction Warrior Plasma Magnum. Face-up monsters on the field become Earth. This is the card I was talking about that changes all the monsters to Earth. So then when you use, I believe it's the Tolusion, you can use his effect to pick any of their monsters and gain half of their attack points. You can only use each of the following effects of Conduction Warrior Plasma Magma once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can add 1 Magnet Normal, Quick Play, or Field spell from your deck to your hand. So that's pretty much any of your Magnet spells, because you only have Field, Continuous, Normal, and Quick Play. So that's 3 of the 4. You can send 1 level 8 Magnum monster from your deck to the graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster. So this is a good way to send your Tolujon, your Valkyrion, or your Berserkion all to the graveyard and then you can get a normal summon of a level 4 lower Magnet Warrior. So, pretty powerful card. I played it 2. Some people played it 1, some played it 3. I play 1 copy of Empyrean Magnum, the Superconductive Battlebot. This is a combination of Valkyrion and Berserkion, so the 2 big guys. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell card or a monster effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon both 1 Valkyrion and 1 Berserkion, the Electromagnet Warrior, from your hand and or deck, ignoring their summoning conditions. So, I realized that I completely forgot to add the polymerization into this deck. So you would want to add 1 copy of polymerization. You could always slim down any of the cards in this deck to add that 1 copy. And then you play 1 copy of Flux Ocean Field, 1 level 5 or higher Earth monster, plus 1 rock monster. If this card is fusion summoned, you can special summon 1 rock monster from your hand or graveyard, except Flux Ocean Field. Quick effect, you can target 1 Earth monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls, return them to the hand. So another way to get rid of monsters on their field. Send back a card that you can special summon from your hand without worrying about it. And if you hadn't special summoned him that turn, you can just special summon him back out. It's really not a big deal. And cannot activate more than 1 of him in the same chain. So you can't have multiple of him in the same chain here, so I didn't add multiple copies of him. I just played the 1. For the synchros, I just played the 1, and it's a 1 copy of Nurture Your Beast. During either player's turn, when a spell card is activated, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect. So this is just another one of your protections against most of the cards that people play for spell cards. Spells are a big part of this game. It kind of shuts that down because it's not once per turn. So you can banish 2 cards or send 2 cards to the graveyard, stop that effect, use the next card, send another 2, and so on and so on. And then play 1 copy of Tornado Dragon. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 spell or trap on the field and destroy it. So this is just another, if they have a continuous spell on the field or a face down trap card, it doesn't have to be face up. So if they have a back row and you're worried about it, summon this, pop it, and you don't have to worry about it. We then play 1 copy of Paguska, the Terribly Tired Tapir. Once per turn, during your standby phase, detach 1 material from this card. If you cannot destroy it, the attack position card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Your opponent cannot target this attack position card with card effects. While this card is face up in defense position, change all face up monsters on the field to defense position as well. Also, negate the activated effects of monsters that were in defense position when that effect was activated. So just another way to kind of stop your opponent. I then play 1 copy of Gorgonic Guardian. This requires 2 level 3 rock-type monsters. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach 1 XZ material from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. It attacks become 0, and if it does, its effects are negated. So basically, it will knock its attack down to 0. It cannot activate the effects. You can swing over it. This is another good way to take care of some really troublesome cards that you can't swing over normally. And it knocks out their protection. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. These effects last until the end of this turn. So at the end of the turn, their attack goes back to normal. Their effects is able to be activated again. but that's not a big deal because normally you'll be taking out the card you're trying to use this effect on anyways. You can target one monster on the field with 0 attack and destroy it. So pretty much it drops it to 0, and then you can target it and it will destroy it right away, unless it cannot be targeted. We play 1 copy of Levier the Sea Dragon. This requires 2 level 3 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XZ material from this monster card to target 1 banished level 4 or lower monster special summon to your side of the field. So just another way to resolve and get back some of your banishment materials. I then play that 1 copy of Galleon Granite I was telling you guys about. This is 2 level 4 rock monsters. You can detach 1 material from this card, then activate 1 of these effects. Add 1 rock monster from your deck to your hand, or special summon 1 rock monster from your hand in face down defense position. So you'll normally just use that top effect, the adding 1 rock monster from your deck to your hand, because you can add Nibiru. But this is mainly a going first play. We then play 1 copy of Asua, the Earth Charmer, immovable. This card is always treated as a familiarly possessed card. You can target 1 earth monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon to a zone this card points to. If this link summon card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while it's in its owner's monster zone, you can add 1 earth monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Asua the Earth Charmer once per turn. So another way for recursion, and gets more cards for more fuel for your deck. We then play 1 copy of Mrs. Radiant. This is 2 earth monsters. All earth monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense. Also, all wind monsters on the field lose 400 attack and defense. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 earth monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Mrs. Radiant once per turn. So you can use, the top one's a continuous effect, but the bottom one you can clearly only use once per turn. We then play 1 copy of Cross Sheep. If a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, you can apply the following effects in sequence based on the card type of the monster this card points to. Ritual card, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Fusion special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard. Synchro, all monsters you control gain 700 attack. Xyz, all monsters your opponent control loses 700 attack. So this is a good one to play in this deck because we have the Synchros, we have the Xyz, we have Fusions, we have them all. You can only use this effect of Cross Sheep once per turn. We then play 1 copy of Nightmare Cerberus. If this card is link summoned, you can discard 1 card, then target a special summon monster in your opponent's main monster zone, destroy it. Then, if this card is co-linked when this effect was activated, you can draw 1 card. So if you summon this underneath one of the other cards, like the next one I play, which is Nightmare Unicorn, and it's co-linked, you still get a draw off of it, but it's a good way to spot remove your special summon monsters on your opponent's field that are causing issues, or just to clear up the field a little bit so you can swing for game. And then the last card, like I said, is Nightmare Unicorn. If this card is link summoned, you can discard 1 card, then target 1 card on the field, return that card to the deck. Then, if this card was co-linked when the effect was activated, you can draw 1 card. So same as the other Nightmare card, you can draw 1 card if it's co-linked. While any co-linked Nightmare monsters are on the field, for your normal draw in your draw phase, draw 1 card for each different name among those co-linked Nightmare monsters instead of drawing just 1 card. So you can, if you have both this and the copy of Nightmare Cerberus on the field that are co-linked, your next draw phase you'd be drawing 3 cards. So it's a good thing to keep in mind, but normally people aren't going to go to that play because it just kind of takes up a lot of your normal board. And unless you're playing a card where you need to draw constantly, it really won't help you. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope this new setup works better. And I hope to bring you guys more fun videos like this for the next multiple weeks. If you guys liked this video, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe maybe, and let me know what you guys would like to see next. Thank you.